decide where to put the foot pegs, I've got to know where it's comfortable to put my feet, don't I? So, right here, this board, whatever that is, somebody put that in there, super uncomfortable for me. My knees are way up out of the top of the kayak, and I don't like that. So in order to make this comfortable for like my nieces and nephews or somebody else that might want to borrow it, I'll make it so the first adjustment hole or adjustment peg, whatever, super uncomfortable for me, super short, and that'll make the last one so it's probably too far for me, and then that'll be perfect. These particular foot pegs did not come with screws, so I found what I've got. You know, like any typical man, I have a bunch of random places I put old screws, and I found some of these fancy construction screws I used on a job. They are not countersunk though, and they stick up, but that's fine for the front and back, but we also have this hole in the middle. So I'm gonna hate myself, but I'm going from a quarter inch hex to a Phillips head. Boom. That sticks through enough. It's just got a little rib to, it's just got a little rib to screw into. I hope that's good enough. But obviously I need it to be under flush, so this thing goes over it. So I got clearance. So I'll zoom you in over here and let you see what I'm screwing it to. All right, so we're inside. That rib is what I'm screwing to. I hope it's something good to screw to. I don't really want to bolt through the outside of it, so I'm just gonna screw to that thing and hope it's solid. I'm gonna have to pre-drill this somehow. See, I think I decided I was gonna go, I'm gonna go right about here. Oh, I got a phone call. Oh, it's gone. It's one of them 1-800 numbers. I'm sure I knew who that was. So I think I'm just gonna eyeball this. Yep, I'm just gonna eyeball this to right here. I wonder if I can put a little scratch. Yep, just scribed a little mark here. Alright, off camera I did quite a bit of thinking and looking, and I decided I'm just gonna screw it right onto here, and if it's not sturdy, then I will address that in the future. I guess I could always screw it there, and if I had to, fiberglass it in maybe. I hate to fiberglass it in, I have to remove it though. So, I'm gonna go with my original scribe mark, just screw right into it. Holy moly, this new drill is nice. Find the scribe mark, and then I'm going to drill straight into this rib. Whew! Alrighty, I'm going to carefully put this first screw in because I'm not sure if it's going to go through the outside of the kayak or not. Nice and easy. Alright, didn't go through the outside. Alright, I'm gonna have to extend my drill bit just a little bit. But not a lot, because I don't want to go through on accident. Alright, that hole's drilled. Carefully. Whew. That screw almost went through the hole. All right, now this one, I'm gonna drill through here. And then I got to switch over to the Phillips and put this screw in nice and easy. I'd say that's solid. Cool, I'll get the other one in there. Bada boom, bada bing. So if you're just tuning in, I got a handful of washers because I almost ran screws through my hole. So I'm gonna back the screws out one at a time, add a few washers to it, just to shim it so eventually those screws don't go through the outside of the boat. Well, they're in. I'm not sure how thick of material I was screwing to, but they're not quite as sturdy as I thought they might be, but they're as flimsy as I thought they could be. So I'm gonna sit it on the ground and see how they feel. All right, I got the kayak down. I'm inside it. I definitely did not put these pegs any too far. Like, I think they're about on the last hole and they're comfortable for me. Like, I could actually probably bring it back one more peg, but then if any little kids or whatever, short people want to get in it, there's still plenty of adjustment there. They definitely feel solid enough. As long as I'm not trying to break them off, I should be good. If they do not work, version 2.0, I think I'm going to glue blocks inside there. Glue blocks up in there, and then screw them to the blocks, and then that'll be a lot more solid. But for now, that is a wrap on the foot peg portion of this project. So I will see you next time. Alrighty, so those foot pegs worked, but I'm getting fancy here. We're gonna fiberglass in wood on either side to screw the foot pegs to, because these holes weren't really cutting it. It's not even like 1/8 inch thick fiberglass there. I was already starting to waller out the holes, so we figure while we're on the whole fiberglass kick, we're just gonna fiberglass that wood in so I can screw the pegs in right. Alrighty, look at that. Got the goo in there, got the cloth in there. That's red cedar, so that's not gonna rot, but it's watertight now, so it's really not gonna rot. I'm gonna screw them pegs in there once it's all hard. Still have to do the other side though. This epoxy's kind of self-leveling, and if it's upside down it runs. So yeah, we got some thick epoxy behind it, kind of bedding it in there, and then painted it with some thinner stuff, put the cloth down, put some more on top. It's pretty solid. Okie dokie, now it's time to reinstall the foot pegs that I installed and then uninstalled, put fiberglass in there. This clip should be right after the clip of me finishing up the fiberglass, if I can keep them in order. I've got them on like 2 separate SD cards now. This boat build has been going on for a while, so we will see how organized I can be with these videos. Anyway, so I'm gonna install these foot pegs again. Alrighty. Oh, so we need the foot pegs and then the appropriate screws that I bought just for this. In theory, they will not be too long. They are 1-inch screws. I have 3/4 of an inch of wood and then about 3/8 of an inch of thickness here. So that should be fine. It's gonna be pretty easy. I can still see my old holes. So I'm gonna drill one hole close, you know, real close to where it was, screw it in to where it's nice and somewhat tight, and then I can just drill right through the holes in here and put one in, then drill another hole, put it in, and then all the holes will line up, rather than try to measure 3 holes and then drill them all right and then try to get all the screws to line up. So, what I'm gonna do, see if I can get you in here. All right, you can kind of see a little bit, but it's very important that your drill bit is not bigger diameter than the shank of your screw. This is really close, so I don't know, I'm gonna go down one size. That looks a little better. So, also very important to make sure your drill bit's not sticking out farther than the thickness of your wood. You don't want to be, that's a broken drill bit, it'll be all right. You don't want to be drilling through the outside of your boat. All right, hole number one. All right, holes drilled. Boy, I did not get long enough screws for this. I don't know, we'll see how they hold. I'm gonna have to get like 1.25 inch long screws. All right, now hole number two. All right, screw number two. Oh, geez. Did you see I put the peg in backwards? I was more worried about the screw length than the peg being in right. Well, let's start this process over. Let's get this screw in. Kind of tight. Now, let's drill the hole where it belongs. All right. And then the last one. All right, there it is. Now where was it? Like right here? Cool. Alrighty, the other side's gonna be just the same as that. Alrighty, I'm back in the house. I forgot to do an outro out in the barn. I've used the Kayak since I installed those foot pegs and they work awesome. Everything I've put on the Kayak is working great. I'm super happy with it. So make sure you hit those notifications and make sure you turn on the notifications in your phone so you can be notified when the next video comes out. See you next time.